Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another full day of eating. I'm Derek from Simnett Nutrition, and you guys know the idea with these videos by now is to share with you what I eat for my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner to fuel my active vegan lifestyle, to hopefully give you guys some ideas on different plant-based meals that you can make at home yourself. So I'm just getting my morning started, and as usual, woke up, had a whole bunch of water, and did a little bit of stretching in the morning. It's what I like to do because I haven't drank and I haven't moved in a long time. Just seems like the natural thing to do. And then I've also gone and washed some strawberries and cut up some banana because I need to fuel up. Not only because we're gonna go to the gym and have a workout soon, but before that, I'm gonna go to the park and challenge myself with something new. We'll show you guys when we get there. But first, I've got to eat this, got to gather up Crystal, gather the cats up as well, and I'm probably gonna have a little bit of coffee because I need to be extra hyped for this morning. You guys will see what I mean. All right, so last week, my sister and my nephews were here visiting, and my nephews are like crazy with like the flips and tricking and all that sort of stuff. So they taught me a few things that I've always wanted to learn, like my whole life. So hopefully we can find a little quiet space in the park where I can show you guys. Well, I'm kind of nervous. It's scary. All right, I think I'm gonna do this for a warm up first. Little backflip off the swing. Oh no.
You gotta go.
Who does this, eh?
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, Crystal's got some tricks too. She just unlocked this recently. Nice. All right, that was so fun. Definitely great pre-workout for the gym. Yeah, the kids were hyped on it, hey?
Yeah.
Don't expect an old guy in a stringer just to bust out a couple front flips. All right, so we're gonna head to the gym, have a quick workout. I'm not sure how much we're gonna be able to show you guys because the gym's been so busy lately, which you can't complain about. I mean, you know, you gotta love people working out, but it does make it harder to film. So anyways, we're gonna go smash a workout, then home for a post-workout meal. All right, so just got back from the workout and no surprises here. As usual, I'm gonna have a smoothie. This is just what I love to have. It fills me up, it's quick, it's easy, I get more than enough nutrition in this. So I'm gonna start out with some nice ripe bananas. We don't usually keep them in the fridge, but this time of year they get ripe so quickly and they're like kind of falling off the stem and then the fruit flies get to it. So that's why they go in the fridge. So I always like to start my smoothies with bananas. And one of the main reasons is, well, because I like them, but also because they're like a really rich source of calories considering it's a fruit. It's one of the most calorie dense fruits there are, and it's really cheap. They're always in season, at least somewhere in the world. In the grocery store, they're always in season. That's the whole reason why I lift, and I couldn't even open a bag. And then some wild blueberries. So I'm gonna chop up some ginger and throw that in there as well. Not too much, I don't want it to be like totally overpowering, but a piece about the size of a thumb is perfect. And then a handful of cilantro. I know this is probably not gonna be popular for a lot of you, but I just love it in the smoothie. And cilantro and like herbs like that are so powerful. They're so great at helping to, you know, detox excess heavy metals from our body and so many other things. Get it in you. All right, and then just a couple of dates because it's clearly not sweet enough already with a bunch of bananas and berries in there. Just one date today. And then some hemp seeds and some protein powder. So today I'm using Vivo Life's Perform, the salted maca caramel, and also a scoop of creatine. And then just some water.
Almost got me.
There's a chunk in there, didn't get blended.
Tastes like bubblegum to me. I don't know what it is about it. So good. That is a good way to get lots of nutrients in you. All right, so I'm just getting my water wings on. No, I'm just kidding. These are actually ice packs. So I've been having a bit of a problem lately, and maybe you guys can help me. You know, you might have some experience with, and you have some advice, but I have golfer's elbow. Apparently it's from like, you know, lots of gripping stuff, which I obviously do with all the weightlifting and calisthenics that I do. And it doesn't bother me at all, like during the day or when I'm like working out. Like I hardly even notice it, but it's when I'm sleeping. And it's usually when my arms are like bent. I like to sleep on my stomach with my arms bent like this, but even if I'm like on my back or on my side and my arms are bent, I wake up in the night with a lot of tightness right in here. So I'm trying to like ice it after my workouts to get rid of some of the inflammation. So there we go. It doesn't look all that tough, but it does help. I think it has been helping. But yeah, if any of you guys out there have any, you know, stretches or any advice on things that I could do lately, what I've been doing, and I've heard that it helps, is balance out the strength of my arms. What I've been trying to do lately is like hold like a dumbbell here and then lift like that to try and strengthen this, because I think what happens when I'm sleeping, you know, everything kind of gets all tight and clench in like this, and then I get the pains in my elbows. But if anybody knows any stretches or exercises or anything that I can do to help this, then please let me know. All right, so I'm just gonna do some stuff on the computer, freeze my elbows, drink my freezing cold smoothie, and then we'll pop back in the kitchen and make some lunch.
All right, so it's lunchtime, and I think I'm gonna have like a big salad with some cooked stuff on top. I absolutely love meals like this. A little bit of cooked food, lots of raw, and then a delicious creamy dressing to go on top, which I'll definitely show you how to make. So I've already started by sauteing some onions. Then once those were cooked, then I added a can of chickpeas, some fresh garlic, and then some cumin, black pepper, and a bit of this spicy Herbamere sea salt. And then that's gonna go on top of a big bowl of lettuce and other chopped up veggies. But first, I'm gonna make this delicious sauce. So let me show you how to make this. So this creamy sauce is gonna have a cashew base. You guys know I like to either use tahini. Well, most of the time I use tahini, but I try and change it up for you guys, give you some different recipes. So this time I'm using soaked cashews. So this is about a half a cup of soaked cashews. Then a whole red pepper, a clove of garlic, and then I'm gonna use a half a medjool date. So I don't like this to be too sweet, but I think a little bit of sweetness definitely does help. Some nice grainy mustard, and then just a splash of apple cider vinegar, and a pinch or two of salt. And then just a bit of water. Remember, not too much, because you can always add more water as you go. Same with the salt too. You probably could wait until the end to put that in. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, I wanted to add a couple more seasonings to this. So I'm gonna add some paprika. This is just dehydrated bell pepper. I didn't know that for the longest time. The twin pillars of all my cooking, garlic powder and onion powder. Yeah, if you're cooking and you just need to add some more flavor, try garlic and onion powder. It definitely kicks everything up a notch. All right, let's blend this up and see how we did. Make any adjustments that I might need to. All right, so first I always like to check the consistency, and it's definitely good. It's pretty nice. Let's taste it. It's really good. So good. Just a tiny bit more salt for me. So I don't think it's gonna do much, but I kind of want to see if I can get this cold really quickly by putting it in the freezer, because I think it would be so much better. All right, so now it's just time to chop up a bunch of veggies and make this salad. And I'm making some for Crystal as well. This isn't all for me. Some arugula. I'm just gonna run the knife through it because it's like pretty long. Purple cabbage, some orange pepper, some tomato. All right, now the chickpeas and onions. Whoa, it did cool it down. Nice. And then just finish it off with some green onion. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle on a little bit of this roasted pepper and garlic seasoning that we have. All right, so let me try this out. I already gave Crystal hers. She said it was awesome, so she's the boss. I'm sure it will be. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so this is awesome. The combination of like the warm chickpeas and then the cold salad and the cold creamy dressing is so good. And that dressing is bomb. You could definitely have that, you know, in like a stir fry if you wanted, or if you wanted to make it thicker than that, you could have it as like a dip. So just don't add as much water, obviously. All right, so I'm gonna sit down and enjoy the heck out of this. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of the day. It's still pretty early in the day, and I wanna get out there and do something fun, but I have a tendency to try and squeeze too much into these vlogs, and then I end up cutting so much of it out. So we'll see. I might go for a bike ride or something, might bring you guys along, might not, who knows, but I'll definitely see you back in here and we'll make some dinner. already got something I want to make, and ooh, something that I've never tried in the fridge. We're excited for this, and it's not tofu. You'll see what I mean. All right, so we made it out on our bikes. A little pre-dinner bike ride. So where are we going, Crystal?
We're gonna go to the beach and see some sandcastles.
So there's this big sandcastle competition here in the town where we live in Parksville, and it's pretty amazing. Like, the sandcastles are massive and they're so detailed. So we'll definitely show you guys when we get there.
I'm gonna call it. You're gonna turn his head. The light is beautiful.
Yeah, no kidding.
You look like a baby.
So check this out. Up here you can see it's a barred owl. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so rare to actually see like an owl. Apparently they're around, like they're everywhere, but to actually see one because they're so camouflaged is so cool.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't have noticed unless those people were taking pictures of it. And it was cool as the lady, like, she said to the man, she's like, I'll get it to turn its head. And then she played like some sound, and I guess it was like one of their calls, like a mating call or something. And it turned and looked right at us. Really cool. Now your turn. Woo. Hello. In here. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Where's the chip? Oh, our chip. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here and we got our chips. So what we're supposed to do with these is to vote on our favorite castle. So let's have a look at a couple of them. So this one's probably like the only actual sand castle that's here. But man, it's so cool, so much detail. All right, Crystal, time to vote.
I'm gonna vote for this one.
The algorithm.
It just stands out to me. I don't know. It's the one that I'm probably gonna be thinking about after.
All right, I'm gonna vote for this one because I appreciate how they utilized the front and the back of it. I think that's really cool. All right, that was fun.
Yeah, it was super cool. I wish we could see them being built, but
Yeah, I know,
you
they block that off. You can't see the
Yeah.
magic. Anyways, let's go home, make some dinner. All right, so it's dinner time, and usually when I make dinner, if I'm not having like leftovers or like a big bowl of the same thing like pasta or something like that, I usually like to think, all right, I need a source of calories first. So that's usually something like rice. Sometimes it's like chickpeas, something like that. But today it's gonna be quinoa. Then I think, well, I probably need some veggies to go with it. It'll make it taste better and it's healthy. So I'm gonna be having some green beans today. And then I'll probably need some protein. So there's a good amount in quinoa, but you know, I want a little bit more. So that's why today I'm having this soy-free tofu. So I kind of lied to you guys. I said it wasn't tofu. It is tofu, but it's not soy. So this tofu is made from fava beans. I've never tried it before, so this is gonna be a first for both of us. It looks like tofu. Holy smokes, it says there's 64 grams of protein in the whole block. Are my kidneys ready? I find that hard to believe that there's 64 grams of protein in this little block, but that's what it says. Oh, it's keto friendly. Crystal, you can have it. All right, I'm gonna just try this because I'm so curious to see what it tastes like. I'm not expecting it to be like amazing because I mean, even, you know, like tofu on its own is not awesome. It's definitely a vehicle for other flavors, but let's give it a try. Oh, yeah, it tastes like nothing.
Oh, it's so similar to tofu.
Very similar to tofu. Almost like a little, like sour or something in the background.
Yeah.
But not, it's not off, because it's good till like the middle of August, but yeah, it's really close to tofu.
Like if you don't eat soy, this would be perfect for you.
Yeah, so as Crystal mentioned there, I know sometimes I get comments on this channel and people are like, do you have any high protein recipes or meals or whatever without soy? Because I'm allergic to it or I have a sensitivity to it. So here you go, here's one. So I think I'm probably gonna air fry this. It's gonna give it the best chance to be amazing. But first I'm gonna get the quinoa cooking. So when you prepare quinoa, you definitely want to rinse it first. A lot of people think that you need to soak it, but you actually don't want to soak it. You just want to rinse it under cold water until the water is no longer bubbly. So the reason for that is because there's something on the outside, a substance called saponins, and it's an anti-nutrient. It's like oxalates or phytates, lectins, and then there's saponins, which are another type. First of all, it makes the quinoa bitter, but it can also bind to minerals like iron and inhibit their absorption. So what happens if you soak it is the saponins leach out into the water, but then it gets reabsorbed by the quinoa. So you just want to rinse it, get rid of those, and then cook it. And I don't really use any special measurements or anything like that. Like I kind of just like put in a little bit extra water and just kind of cook it like pasta. And then after like whatever, 15 minutes or so, I just like pour off the extra water. Works every time, most of the time. And I am gonna add a scoop of this Better Than Bouillon. It's like a concentrated veggie broth. It's gonna make it taste so good. All right, and I'm just gonna make a really quick little marinade for the tofu, or the nofu, I should say. So just some Bragg's liquid aminos, some mustard, a bit of maple syrup, some hot sauce, and then of course some garlic powder and onion powder. And then just a little splash of water. I think it's gonna be pretty strong. All right, so I'm just gonna fire these into the air fryer. All right, so to cook these beans, I'm just starting with some garlic and onions. And you know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of toasted sesame oil to this. You don't have to add much, it's just for flavor. And I'm just gonna put the beans in right away. I think it'll all cook it around the same time. And then I'm just gonna pop a lid on it for like just a few minutes, just so it kind of cooks a little quicker. So I was gonna make a whole new sauce to add onto here, but I realized I've got a bunch of this marinade left over from the tofu, so I'm just gonna put some of this on here. It's really salty, so I don't wanna overdo it. I'm just gonna see if that's enough. And then a bit of water. All right, so everything is pretty much done. So here's how the quinoa turned out. Definitely turned out really nice. I actually didn't even have to pour any of the water off. I definitely prefer my quinoa like overcooked to undercooked because I find I don't digest it like completely if it's undercooked. So this is gonna be perfect. And then let's check out how this soy-free tofu cooked up. So look at that, it actually looks really good. So it looks pretty much like tofu. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's good, just a little bit different than tofu, but still, it's like still really good. I think I prefer tofu better, but it's a good alternative. All right, and these are done too. So it's time to just plate everything up and then eat. All right, so it's all done. It looks pretty good to me. I went and added a few more things as well. So I've got some sauerkraut here, and then I added some of that creamy cashew red pepper sauce from earlier, and then some chopped tomatoes in the middle. I'm so excited to get into this. What should I try first? Maybe the beans. I'm most curious about these. Wow. Those are so good. All right, so the beans are amazing. Let's try this quinoa. Man, I don't eat quinoa enough. It's so good, especially when it's cooked well like this. All right, now for this fava bean tofu. It's good. It's chewier than regular tofu, but that might be your thing. It's really good. Heck yeah, it's such a good dinner. Man, the sunset's so nice. You guys gotta see the sunset. Through the ring light. Check out that sunset, it's so nice. Alright, so I think that's probably it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some ideas, and if I did, I'd love for you to hit the like button. And at the very least, hopefully I gave you some entertainment, some laughs, and some smiles along the way. I hope you guys are having a great day, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the day, what you thought of the meals, and if you have any questions, put them down there as well, and I will try and get to them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me all day. I will see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.